Nevzat, thank you so much for inviting me to be here at Cyprus IVF Hospital.
You are most welcome.
And over the last 24 hours, I've had the amazing opportunity to experience what it feels like to be a patient here and to really see the patient experience. And I feel like you really go above and beyond what a lot of the other clinics are doing. So I wanted to talk a bit about that. How does it feel for a patient who starts to engage with you? Maybe if we start from the beginning, let's say they approached you online or have reached out to your team.
Mhm. So, thank you very much. I'm glad that you are experiencing it in a real time, and you are going through in a process like that. You're a patient of us, because it's really important for us how we are taking care of the patients, coming from different countries, having a different backgrounds and different cultures. I am originally coming from the aviation industry, so I was working with different cultures and different teams, including Japan, South Korea, then Saudi Arabia, UAE, then Europe, and then North Africa. So that wide experience actually taught me how to deal with different backgrounds, different cultures, which means different expectation. So here in Cyprus IVF Hospital, what we're trying to do is we are trying to bring all our expertise on the table in different ways to fulfill the needs from different backgrounds and different cultures. That's why our team is very international team. We speak, as I mentioned before, 9 different languages coming from very different backgrounds. All our documentations are prepared in 6 different languages, including English, French, German, Arabic, Turkish, Italian, to at least to make as a beginning point to make patients, confident about what are they doing. It's all about the communication. So if they reach us as an example from our website or social media account, which we have 6 different languages, but let's say the patients reach us through our French website and send us the request. So that the request come to directly to our pool. And in that pool, our patient care and operational manager checks the request, and based on each request type, she assigned that request to dedicated patient coordinator, who she believes that will be the best patient coordinator for that patient's background, including language that they speak, country that they're from, age group, medical complication, all that kind of things taking into consideration, and we're trying to assign the patient to the right person. So, because as I said before, we want everything to start with the right communication. And then after we assign that related patient coordinator respond to that person in the form they choose. Shall we connect with them via email, phone call, WhatsApp, whatever communication method? Then most of the time we communicate with the patient as an initial step via email. Why we do that? First of all, we want to be everything recorded in a written format, formal way. And also with that email, we will able to provide all the explanation in a formal documents attached. So when a patient comes to us, they usually receive like a very comprehensive email, including step-by-step guidance and attachments. So how you can start your treatment options, what will be the approximate cost, what will be the first test that you have to apply, male, female, so everything we send in the attachment. So that's as a first step that we reach the patient. And after we receive the response from the patient, we ask them, would you still want to go through the email communication, or we can take you in a WhatsApp? On the WhatsApp, what we do, we immediately create a WhatsApp group for that patient, adding inside of the group dedicated patient coordinator, dedicated medical assistant, our patient's care manager, and our head of business development. And most of the cases, they're even adding me for quality control.
Yeah.
So in that group, the patient is getting fully support from all the related topics. It might be medical question,
Mm-hmm.
it might be related with the admin question, it might be related about how to travel Cyprus, it might be related the logistic how to get there, or it might be related with the visa.
Yeah.
So the team
It's
each
all there.
all there to support 24 hours.
Wow.
If you want to check our Google reviews, you will see that each patient they come over here, they just write 2 or 3 paragraphs at least, which explain all the steps
Mm-hmm.
and all the support that they're getting from each team member.
Yeah.
So we call this 360 degrees customer experience. So, and then after they go through all the medical reports that we need, all the WhatsApp or the email as I mentioned before, reviewing the case here with our doctors, respond back to them, they feel confident about the process. And
Yeah.
afterwards, everything, to be honest with you, continue much easier because both parties have a full confidence to each other.
Yeah. And that's really important, especially for patients who are coming from far away, who may not speak the local language.
Exactly.
Having that trust and the possibility to ask questions to different professionals in different languages is key.
They don't know, so they go and Google, where is North Cyprus? How can I get there? So they will fly a country which they never maybe heard or they never been. And most of the important, they never been this hospital to get a very, very important service, medical service.
Yeah.
We are here to provide one of the most sensitive medical care, infertility,
Yeah.
and helping all the patients to create their family and complete their family. So we understand them first. Some of the patients they said, during the process, one of the main steps that we do is the video calls as well. So after we send the first email, we definitely end of the email, they will see that, after you digest this email, we suggest definitely to arrange a video call to answer all your questions that you might have. So we don't want them to write questions via email. It's better to meet with us face to face and ask their question. So that is another interacting point to see and put the faces.
And it's real.
And it's real.
Yeah.
So and the patients have that confidence. Okay, these people, they know what they're doing. So I see there is a phase. We also invite them some of the time, which most of the European patients, for example, they do that. Instead of doing the let's say any sophisticated test in their own country, we said, or medication is quite expensive in Europe, it's cheaper here. We said, just fly for a weekend here. Before you start the treatment, meet with us, meet with the doctors, meet with the team, and get your first consultation free of charge here. If there is any test needed to be done here, we can do it. And if you're feeling confident to start your treatment, you can also get your medication here and then fly back home. And whenever you're ready, we can start remotely. So they can see the country, they can see the hospital, meet with the team. This is giving a huge confidence to the patient because, people, they're thinking only about the medical side of the success implication of the process, but there are huge psychological sides, which is contributing to the success of IVF.
Yeah.
So we really, we are having lots of complicated cases, 15 years infertility, 20 times of IVF failures. So we know these patients financially and psychologically under huge stress.
Yeah.
So some of the patients, they ask on the video call, oh, I know it's going to be a stupid question, but can I ask this? There is no stupid questions. In IVF journey, there is no stupid questions. You should ask all the questions that you have in your mind, and we are here to answer all your questions to ease your mind, to give you that confidence to start the process. That's it. So we
and let's
clear
say
about that.
I experienced as well when I was picked up from the airport. The taxi service was so kind, and there was a written card welcoming me, and that was such a special touch.
Again, touch points are very important for us. So I always, when we have a team meeting, I tell to my team, drivers, they are our first physical touch points to our patient, even our cars. We say, I mentioned that before, It's a huge operation for us. Always keep the cars clean, neat. Everything is necessary things inside of the car ready for the patients. So and drivers always they have to. We're giving them training to what to and to interact with the patients because it's a sensitive patient. They're coming from abroad, stress, first touch with the driver, so they have to know how to host a patient from different backgrounds, from different countries. So that's why the driver, which is the first physical interaction with the patient, is a very, very important pillar for us. So that's why we choose them very, very careful.
And I know that you also, so you book the taxi and the hotel for the patients as well, so the patients don't have to worry, and that's also a great part of the patient experience.
Exactly, because these people, they coming here for a medical treatment. So we try to change the treatment to them in terms like a treatment plus holiday, less stress. So we try to kind of create this kind of concept to reduce the stress level of the patient for success rates, So that's why we took away everything from the stakeholders and we are managing everything ourselves. We arrange all the logistics by our hospital operation team. We book the hotel ourselves for them, transportation arranged by them, medication arranged by them, everything's arranged by the hospital team, and everything, all the financial side, all the collection for this fee is handled by our accounting team as a single point here. So we don't want them to involve with the taxi driver, or if you want to go somewhere else, or if they want to upgrade their room, if they want to choose the location of the hotel. They said to us, look, we were coming there for fertility, we trust you. We give them options, by the way. We send them the hotel list. Guys, these are the hotels, these are the prices. Which one do you think it's better for you? Go and check on the internet and then decide. Then rest is with us. We book everything for them. So when they land, they know that everything is arranged. So either they land to the South Cyprus on the Greek side or North Cyprus, doesn't matter. Transportation is arranged for them, hotel is booked for them, their appointment, collection from the hotel to the hospital is booked for them. So we handle everything with the smooth process to reduce and give them a time to enjoy their time in Cyprus as a vocation as well, vocation plus fertility treatment together.
And I noticed as well that all the communications via email are also very well curated. Yelis was explaining to me that when we give good news or bad news, things need to be done in a certain way.
Exactly.
And that's very important for patients as well.
The main aspects for us here is that everything must be transparent, ethic, and explained in a way that patient can understand. So in the beginning, we explain everything very detailed, and all our documentations that we provide to the patients explain everything in a very, very detailed way. Some patients, they said, why is so detailed? You need to understand, because when there's a positive or negative result, then you don't have the thought about, but did they explain to me this? Did they tell me about that? No, everything must be explained in beforehand. And then even when we have the pregnancy test, for example, if it's a good news, there is a way of telling that good news, so to not increase the excitement too much, because after we are asking 12 days later of the embryo transfer, first pregnancy test, and then 2 days later, 48 hours later, we ask for the second pregnancy test to see if the level is double up, so the pregnancy is continuing in a healthy way. So even that is explained, guys. 48 hours later, you have the second one. Keep it calm. And we want to also see your progesterone level. Continue protocol as it is. And then after that, if it's doubled, that we know that it's healthy, development. But still, you have to book for your next ultrasound at this stage to see the sac. And then afterwards, there is this step to see the heartbeat. So of course, you have to be happy, but then there is a protocol that you have to follow until that we make sure that we hear the heartbeat of the baby. And if it's a sad news that the first try it's negative, we explain in a way that, guys, look, it's IVF. There is a math behind of that also to we know that what would be like approximately chance of the pregnancy, but in some cases you cannot. It's genetic, it's biology, you know. So even though it's a very good endometrium, very good quality of embryos, we genetically healthy, we might receive negative results. Yeah, that's the probability. But we explain the patients, guys, a negative result. What we will do, please digest this news 48 hours. Then we will come back to you within 48 hours with as a next step plan. So we tell them, okay, guys, as a next step, you have 6 embryos left, and our doctor recommended to do this time in a different way, or it will be exactly the same thing again, and let's see how it will go to the second one. Are we gonna use the same number of embryos? Are we gonna transfer more embryos, less embryos? So everything will be in that next plan. So
that's really important, because when something like that happens, people sort of want a quick response, what to do next, isn't it? And that's something quite
exactly, and that's why we said within the 48 hours, because then that folder needs to be come up again in front of the IVF specialist, reviewed carefully, and then draft a plan carefully. Or you don't say, oh, it's failure, you will have a next embryo transfer planned this day. No, we have to make sure that if we miss something, if the patient did something wrong, like we have to really re-evaluate everything, even though we say that, let's say in average in Europe at the moment, if I remember correctly, below 40 years, the average success rate is 45% in IVF, and then average success rate given by at least 4 IVF cycles. So these statistic people, these details, but it is really depending on
the patient.
The patient. There will be a male factor. There will be some, genetic factor of the maybe male, maybe female. So it's a very complicated thing to sometimes to explain to the patient why I got a negative. So that's why we have big topic unexplained infertility.
Yeah. And Nevzat, I think one of the really cool aspects when it comes to patient experience is that you cater for a lot of patients, from same-sex to heterosexual couples, single women. So
exactly,
you are really improving accessibility to a lot of patients.
We were the first LGBTQ plus friendly hospital published everywhere, and we're very, very happy to and we're very proud to provide that service to patients from this group. So we have lots of gay couples. They come here, choose egg donor, create embryos, and they said we're gonna come back in 2 years' time when we find a surrogate. Or sometimes they come. They said we want to create the embryos, then maybe 6 months' time, maybe we can get a surrogacy service from you. There are lots of lesbian couples that we are handling all around Europe, US, and lots of people from Israel, and lots of people from Far East, lesbian couples. So there's also people in the gender transaction process, let's say from women to men, and they want to come here before they start the hormonal test. They want to do the egg collection and egg freezing, and in the future they want to use their own DNA to create the embryos to continue with their family journey, let's say. So we provide all these kind of different segments and expectation. And in North Cyprus, the regulation allow us to perform all kind of segments and treatments to these patients. You can be a single woman. We have lots of single women coming up after age 50. They said, I never got a chance to find the right partner, or I was dedicated myself to my career, and now I want to become a mother. So embryo donation, single mom, single woman. So she said, I want to be a single mom. So we offered them the donor options for both egg and sperm. They choose, we create the embryos, then we transfer the embryos. Good success rates in embryo donation, because you use a good quality on the egg, and you use a sperm donor from the sperm banks, which is qualified sperms. And then of course the end of the day, the quality of embryo is very high, and chance of pregnancy is very high. So we do a lot of single women, for example, lots of lesbians. Gay couple, I think we are number 1 in North Cyprus, especially from UK. Ireland, Germany, and France. I think we're number one in terms of the patient number,
Yeah.
because in that groups they are really advertising us because they're receiving a very good service.
Good
So
care.
we even think about everything in that particular group of people as well. Everything is
Their
different.
needs.
Their needs, yeah. They have different needs. So, funny example, for example,
Yeah.
one of our gay couples, when they came here for the sperm collection,
Mm-hmm.
we sent them to the sperm room to collect the sperm.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told us, because in the sperm room we have a TV, and we provide the videos for sperm collection. They said, "Do you have content for gay people?"
Oh, that's a really good point.
Very good point.
Yeah.
I wrote it down immediately. I said,
Yeah.
amazing point. We're just expanding these things, and we were thinking each single point that will be in tomorrow.
Yeah.
So every single step is taken into consideration, and even in our catalogs, for example, we have the LGBTQ, include everything, and that's how we are actually taking very serious this from the customer experience, customer journey part.
Congratulations, Nevzat. This is truly outstanding work that you're doing in terms of customer experience.
Thank you very much. I hope, there is always ways to improve, so we are always open. That's why we say our patients, when before they leave on the iPad, they fill customer survey
Mm-hmm.
forms, and also we ask them always transparently write everything on the Google reviews, because we have no power to change anything, as you know, on the Google review. Write it there.
Mm-hmm.
We learn from you,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. So if there is anything that we can improve,
Yeah.
and I believe this, that there is always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
If anyone can deny this, then there is something wrong over there.
Yeah.
So that's why we are always busy, because there is always, we find something to improve.
To do.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Nevzat.
You're welcome. Very nice to have you here.
Thank you.